Taking care of someone with Alzheimer's can be difficult on a regular day, but we are in very challenging times, as you know. There are 80,000 people living with Alzheimer's here in Connecticut, 176 caregivers. They are at home, so how can caregivers cope? We're talking right now with Chris Sortwell from the Connecticut chapter of the Alzheimer's Association this morning. Chris, thanks for being with us. First off, what are the challenges for caregivers who are dealing with caring for someone with dementia, not just on a regular day, but especially during these extremely difficult times?
Well, thank you for having us on. We're still trying to reach out and make sure that all families are supported. And definitely during this time when everything's already a little bit more difficult, being a caregiver for somebody living with dementia-related illness, Alzheimer's, is just going to get that much more complicated. Individuals not being able to get out of the house as much, communication, frustration, those sorts of things. So caregivers might see a lot more confusion from loved ones. They might see some more wandering tendencies, some increased behaviors, those sorts of things, all based really because the individual is going to be less active and less stimulated using their mind and those sorts of things. So we really just want to stay on top of that and just watch for increased levels of confusion, wandering, and just remember that there are resources out there to reach out to for supports, the association, but also family supports, etc.
And hygiene is so important at this time. We've been hearing it and saying it: wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. And caregivers, of course, that applies to them even more so possibly.
Yeah, absolutely. It's tough for anybody to try to keep up again with the amount that you have to wash your hands and sanitize your hands during these times. But especially somebody living with dementia-related illness, they're going to need reminders. They might need things like photos, visual reminders, verbal reminders, cues, whatever it might take. I mean, caregivers will know their loved ones best, so they'll be able to really come up with a creative plan that works for them to be, keeping up with these strategies. But it's really important because they're more susceptible to, the virus that's going around right now due to their already, difficult condition. So.
Now, Chris, we don't really know what's ahead, how long this is going to go on. What should caregivers be doing now to prepare for the future, to prepare for the unknown?
Yeah, absolutely. Well said. Right now, everything is unknown, and we want to make sure everybody is supported and taken care of. And I think a proactive plan for families is huge. If you are the essential caregiver, you really need to have a backup for you. I mean, if you get sick, you need to know that there's somebody else that can step in and end up helping out and doing the role that you are currently doing. Also, making sure that you're reaching out to the pharmacists and doctors and trying, if you have any medication, trying to see if they can get those medications prescribed, over a few months rather than, 1 month at a time. So that will limit the trips to the pharmacy and that sort of thing. And then just also make sure that you have alternative plans just in case you have a loved one that's in adult daycare or receiving respite, or is even receiving in-home nursing or in-home direct care services. You need to have a backup plan just in case any of those services are canceled or reduced, to make sure that not only the person living with the disease is supported and taken care of, but also the caregiver as well, because caregiver burnout is a real thing, and we need to really take care of ourselves to be able to take care of other people.
Absolutely, that is so important to remember. And just a reminder for our viewers watching, if you are looking for more support, more information, more input, there's a lot of information on the Alzheimer's Association's website, so folks can go over there. A lot of support and more resources for anyone seeking that. We have to remember our caregivers as well as those who are dealing with dementia. Chris, thanks so much for talking with us.